why should you mid-side EQ? This is simply because when you finally finish your whole track and you notice that, hey, the high end sounds like it's out of phase, or the low end for some reason, it's because there's too much side information potentially. And this is due to the fact that you didn't properly mid-side EQ your individual tracks. So what you need to do is use a Pro Q3 or any EQ to fix that. And for instance, let me show you this quick example of this melody. As you can see, there is too much. The red is the side information going out of reach from the mid signal, and then you see how the yellow from the side information is literally so close to the mid. Now, that's not potentially bad, but you want to reduce that just because potentially, like I said, there may be a certain part in your song that it goes over it, or there's just the main section that's too much of that. So we can fix this with any EQ, like I said, but the example I'll be using is the Pro EQ. This is a fantastic EQ because you can do everything at once. So for this example, let's listen to it again and see where I can start cutting it. It looks like a 142, so I'm going to put 142. And then on here, you want to switch the bell curve to high shelf and switch this to side. And now I'm going to be reducing it live. Okay, that's part one. But see, there's still some red. So on 97, I'm going to switch this to a low shelf and cut it pretty much all the way down because I don't want that information. Now let's take a listen. You can even see on the correction meter, now it's pretty much going all right. That means that it's in a proper stereo format. And honestly, this is why you should be doing mid-side EQing on individual tracks. The reason I recommend not doing it on the master itself, even though I say why go and do the individual, I can just do the master. It's simply because if your song is pretty dynamic, there's going to be parts where the side information is not as high or overwhelming. And you don't want to like do something like this, and then it turns out one part where it's a little bit lower, it's cutting more of the side information than you want, and you're losing some of that emphasis on the track. This is why it's good to just do the individual tracks of mid and side processing so you don't affect the whole song. And even if you want to do that, it's a lot of work because you have to do a different bunch of automation for certain parts rather than go in and do the individual tracks and cut the information so the whole song overall doesn't get overwhelmed. Now, I also suggest not to put too much side information on the low end. Kind of want to stay away from that. Usually, typically from the 20 hertz all the way to, I would say, even the 120, you kind of want to keep that mono. But it doesn't mean you can't. It's just you should put very little of it because that's pretty much where all the bass resembles, and you don't want to flood that with too much side information. But hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Please subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the beat. Bye.